Hello everyone, this is Darryl20 and welcome to episode 77 of Darryl20's Minecraft 1.21 Let's Play series, where today, again, this stuff. It's this stuff time, yay! We can make a block of it, sweet. So last episode we did a little side quest of clearing up portal stuff while we were waiting for like the processing of metatite. Are you done yet, buddy? You are 80%-ish of the way there, 81% of the way there, something like that. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Super close to having that thing. And then I'm going to tear down that outside reactor because that was really just like a test experiment-y type dude, right? Today, what I'd like to do is look into making the giant battery from extreme reactors. So for that, we're going to need the energy. Nope, not energy. What's the thing called again? It's a thing that energizer. Energizer. There we go. So extreme energizer. There we go. So we're going to need energizer casings, which is just gold and redstone and iron, so easy peasy. Controller. So most of this is like actually relatively cheap. So the multi-block structure that we have to create for this guy ain't going to be a big deal. Status display, huh? It doesn't have a recipe, so I guess we'll see what happens. And then you, right? So that's going to be that's a computer port. I don't even know that we need that, to be honest with you. And then we need the energy cell. This is like the dude, right? Like this is the guy that is going to be for reals. And then we need this, right? Now we have anglicite, so that's cool. But there is something we don't have just yet, and that is those blue crystals. I think it's Benetoy or something like that. Dyer, not good at things. So if I want the energy cell, that would be this guy. The main thing we're missing is Benetoy. So let's find out what's involved in that. So Benetoy is apparently found in the Nether. Now, keeping in mind that the Nether is was generated a long time ago, probably before extreme reactors got added. We're going to want to make sure that whatever we do, we can find in new chunks. So I'm going to need to pop into the Nether, fly to a newly generated chunk, which I'm going to fly. I guess I'll go due west, due north. North feels better. Let's go due north. I like north. North is a good place. Is it though? Yeah, it's not easy to get around the Nether and generate all new chunks and whatnot. Now, in fairness, I can totally fly through lava without too much of a problem, if I need to. Hey, there we go. See? Lava doesn't care. So this is all new terrain, right? I'm generating new terrain at this point, for the most part. So I'm going to go flying through this area and find myself... Oh, hey, is that what I'm looking for? I believe that is what I'm looking for. Haha! Nice. Alright, so I'm going to harvest a bunch of this. I don't think I need to, like, dupe it with just dire things, so I'm just going to, like, harvest it. And then when we come back in a few minutes, I will have, done everything I need to do, and hopefully had enough to make the batteries that I want to make. Because this stuff is not rare by any stretch of the imagination, so I'm not worried about just grabbing a bunch and going home. And then if it turns out we need a ton, sure, I'll automate it. But I just don't feel like I need to do that, right? I feel like we definitely don't. Alright, so back in a few, once I just harvest a bit of this. And Fortune should be getting me lots of... Yeah, we have like 181 already, so that's probably more than we need. Alright, let's get to building. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to like place this thing and just check it out a little bit. And then decide, like, yes, I'm going to use this going forward now. Or no, it's not, And then once I decide if I'm going to use it, I'll know how big I need to make it. And I'll also know, where it's going to live. Like, is it going to get its own hyperbox? Or is it going to, like, how are we going to play this, right? So let's build a quick and dirty, like, throw it somewhere thing. And then we'll decide from there, right? So I'm assuming I just need a 3x3 is probably the minimum. And are you on? Yeah, let's disable you. So that and that and that. And that's cool, right? That should be cool. Okay. And then we're going to have our core in the middle. I might need one more of those. Yeah, I'm assuming I need one more. Okay. So I'm assuming there's going to be like an input-output energy dude, and then the energy cell in the middle, and then the controller. Did I not make a controller? I may not have made a controller. I guess I didn't, huh? Did I? And I just placed it. Wait, are these all controllers? How did I do that? Did I somehow make all controllers? Apparently, yes. Apparently, I clicked the wrong button. Energizer casings, please. Yeah. Go dire. Well, I'll have a lot more controllers in the future at some point. Yeah, that's on me. That's just classic dire. Okay, let's try that. Oh boy, I broke all this up here, didn't I, too? Yup. Okay, hopefully not too much broken. Oh my goodness, how did this even get up here? What in the world? Alright, are we cool? Energizer, controller. Okay, Energizer, casings. Energizer, power ports. And then the cell. Let's try that again. See, I'm sure a lot of YouTubers would just edit out their derps. You guys get to enjoy actually seeing all my derps live and in person. Hey, look at that, Energizer controller. Oh my goodness, is that 1 trillion? Okay, that is not a small number. That is a very big number. So you're going to be input mode, and then you're going to be output. Is that 1 trillion? Is that 1 trillion? Is that 683 trillion forge energy? Am I reading that right? Can anybody... What? Okay. I was hopeful that it would be in, like, the billions. And I was, like... It would be cool if it was in the tens of billions. I wasn't prepared for it to be in the 683 trillions. Might take a while. On what planet will you ever need more than one cell? That's insane. Okay. So that's a thing. Where do we want this to live? That's also a question. Where indeed do we want this thing to live? That is a number. Holy cow, is that a number? How about that number, folks? My brain's like rebooting right now in compensation for that number existing. That's a number that's like, okay. You know, like we could throw it down here. How about like, yeah, I like the idea of kind of like throwing it in this locale. Does that sound cool? How about right here in our sub basement? I see no reason not to put it here. It feels like a good place. Okay. It feels like a good place. That's the number, all right. So how do we want to play this? Like, my thoughts are as follows. What I'd probably like to do is reconfigure this whole setup. such that that thing in the bottom is like our main dude, right? So we're gonna have, like, right now I have channel 1 being my output, right? And going to lots of places in my base. So what I'll do is make another ender cell. Okay. And that's going to change this guy to be, I want this guy to become an output now, right? And that would be cool. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, and then this thing here was energy coming in, right? So what I'm going to do is go down here, and this energy cell, which I think is this one, channel 2, and you're set to extract on all faces. Input mode, yes. Extract on all faces. You don't seem to be extracting, but I may need to put a cable here. Oh, and you might need to be turned on. Well, there you go. That's cool. Can you just... Oh, yeah, that's working. All extract, right. 2 million FE per tick, right? And we had 100 million FE in there. So now all the energy from our nuclear reactor is getting stored in this guy, right? And then this thing can be, and actually I want you to be output, right? And you're going to be receive energy on all sides for channel 1, right? So this is channel 2. Channel 2 is going to be my reactors network and like power generation, and channel 1 is where like machines across my base will get powered. So then I'm going to go up here, okay, and I'm going to set you to extract on all sides, right? And you're also going to be channel 1. So now I'm going to take you, and we shouldn't need these guys anymore. Like, you should be... Where's all this power going? Are you not getting power? It says you're doing 0 energy extracted, and you're set to receive on all sides. So I might need to do this. Output mode. Do output. Receive. Why are you no receiving? That's an important part of being a battery. Not only do you want to accept energy, but you want to give me some. Please. You're not even pulling? Reactors. No, I need the patch lead. Nope, I already have it in my inventory. FE power port. Insert and extract energy. Any forge energy can be connected to the power port. Seems pretty basic and straightforward. I don't see anything. Receive. Receive extract. Redstone mode ignore. So yeah, like definitely I would like you to output, please. Alright. Now we're going hog wild. But my concern is that this will only be allowed to do 1 million FE per tick, but we'll do what we can do. So on the down, you're going to insert. Well, that's working. So Laser IO kind of does something you're not supposed to do with Forge Energy. Is not only will it receive energy that's being pushed to it, but it will actively try to pull energy. So Forge Energy is not really meant to work that way, but you know, it is what it is. But hey, that's cool, right? Look, it's working now. So you're being kept up. That's good. If we ever need more than 1 million FE per tick transfer rate, I could always put more cards in here, right? So in theory, I could get up to like 9-ish million FE per tick. And if we ever need more than that, then like we'll deal with it. Now the only thing I could try is mechanism cables, just to see if there's any other like issues that I'm not recognizing. Right? So just for giggles, try this. Right? Now are you filling and behaving yourself? Yeah, no, you look like you're a 0. Do I have the configurator? I made a configurator, didn't I? Maybe I never made a configurator? I feel like I made a configurator. I'm gonna find it, and then I'm gonna have to void this one, but meh. So if I do that, are you extracting any? No. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Energizer FE port. So there's only the FE port. I'm guessing... What's the charging port do? I assume charging port is for, like, charging tools, right? Which we definitely don't need. Allows you to use energy stored in the energizer to charge items that use storage energy. Open the put in the import slot. Raising to stop charging. Press the eject button and move the end of the output slot immediately. Okay. So yeah, definitely not. So laser IO works because laser IO does things you're not really supposed to do with forge energy. So it works because it shouldn't. Cool. So there you go. That's how you can... So I'm probably going to go create a bug report on this mod's page to be like, hey, I think your battery thing don't battery. Cool. Cool. Now, how are you doing over here, Buster? You are weirdly rendering. It's a weird... There we go. Now you're behaving. So you're still processing that like one piece of plutonium that I gave you a long time ago. Like I'm very tempted to just void reactants and turn this thing into a Yellorium generator too. But we'll see what happens. Now, how are we for cyanite? So we're actually a lot of cyanite, so that's cool. We're actually getting a lot of it. And how are we for uranium? Still doing okay, but we should start processing uranium again. So I'm going to go stick... I had stopped processing uranium because I wanted to make... so I want you to be 40 as well. I stopped processing basically all my stuff. Because I wanted to focus on the iron while I needed it. And thus it begins. Also, you've got some raw ore meat in there. Oh, that's annoying. Guess I could seal on a bucket. I have to break you, aren't I? Yep. Oh, actually, no. Seal when full. Okay, that's cool. I think I just figured out why this thing is weird. Because so I had 1,200 buckets. Seal on a bucket means it'll process whatever's in there as long as you have a bucket or more. Oh, that makes so much sense. Oh, that totally explains why my automation hasn't been working this whole time. I thought seal on a bucket means I would process a bucket. Seal on a bucket means I will process whatever's in here as long as we have a bucket or more. So when it got 1,200, it would seal and process the 1,200. That's why it hasn't been working this whole time. That's amazing. Today I learned. So we should solve this by doing the seal when full approach, because like we'll always put 40 in here and we'll never have the wrong amount go over. In theory, that should solve my problems going forward. We'll find out if I'm right or not. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Anyway, so yeah, that's a ridiculous battery. I love it. Cool. So now we should be really cool, right? There's kind of no need to have these guys anymore. So I'll probably dismantle them for now, I think. Only because I don't think I need them. Yeah, that should be cool. And stored 0. Okay, that's cool. I don't need you guys. I don't need you. That all looks cool to me. All right, so you're gonna work because now this is the receiving end of the channel 1, right? So this guy's now receiving power from, and that's cool. All right, back in a minute. So now, just for fun, I'm gonna dump the 2 billion FE that I had in my energy cell into here, and then this will presumably eventually dump it into here. But we're gonna have like a pretty big buffer. So I guess 2 million FE per tick is how much this guy's allowed to extract. Yeah, that makes sense. So he can extract 2 million FE per tick. That's cool. Okay, and I wonder if I threw another cell in here, if that would do anything. If that would increase it, or if that's just the max because that's under nitro cells and that's the end of the day. So actually, yeah, so this won't be a problem because the most I can insert is 2 million, so the most I'll ever need to, but like, you know, I think 9 million would be sufficient, right? So like, yeah, that's fine. Cool. Cool, cool, and then you're good, and then you're full, and almost 3 billion FE. So we're like not even a drop in the bucket. That's an insane amount of forge energy. We will never ever need it in this series. Well, I say that. I might be wrong. We will probably do mechanism antimatter, and that uses a lot of power. So now let's recap where we're at, right? So we have this room that's set up relatively nicely, and doing a good job of creating magnetite, which I don't think I need any more of, right? If I'm being honest, I think the only thing that stuff. Ah, I think the only thing we needed this for was realistically just so it can turn into a reactant itself, and that reactant, well, no, so that, so what do we do with Matt? I think it only, yeah, I think it only is used for this in terms of anything special. Like, there's all kinds of other things that just accept any ingot. I might be wrong. There might be something else I need it for. So I'll let this thing cook for a little bit. And then we've got this fluidizer dude. Now this guy's like our big actual power producer, right? This is the one that we've automated the uranium in. So uranium comes in, cyanide comes out, fully automated, working perfectly, by the way, no complaints. Also kind of designed to more produce cyanide than anything else, but he's also producing our 43,000 FE per tick, right? So that's cool. And then ultimately we're going to have this guy who's also a giant reactor, who I don't know what I'm going to do with him yet, right? So I could do two things. One, we could use this reactor to produce like proper reactor stuff, right? And we could like properly build him with like the right moderators and everything. Like right now, he's still burning out a little bit of that 1 ingot of cyanide or whatever I put in there. So we could use him to produce like proper reactor-y stuff. That might be cool. And then we're probably going to want to at some point do turbines, but we're going to have to see how much steam is produced in a big reactor like that when it's active, and producing steam, and like how I'm going to transfer it across dimensions, because that would be my challenge if I wanted to have a turbine in a different dimension than the reactor, or if I want to put them in the same dimension. I don't know. We'll think about it and figure it out. All right, let's start talking about what we're going to need for like a simple turbine, and then we'll figure out where to go from there. Does that sound cool? So a simple turbine from big reactors or extreme reactors is going to be as such. So let's go find the turbine section and figure out how to build. So the basic one is going to be a 5x5 by 10, right? And I assume 5x5, so that's 2550. And then we're going to have 8 times 4 is 40, so 90 turbine doohickeys, right? So 90 turbine casings. And that's going to use 360 cyanide ingots to make that, and I have that many? That's... Both of those things are insane to me. Both the cost and the fact that I actually have that much. Sure, why not? I'll take it. Sure, why not? Let's go see if that's true, right? And then we're going to pop this into here, right? So this is where my turbine was going to go, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then at the 9th level, we can probably do some building to me stuff. Oops, wrong thing. Is good. I'm going to say yes, and then bing, bang, boom. And that should be cool. Yeah, pretty close. Why do I feel like we have 8 extra pieces? Should we have 8 extra pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 8, 16. Oh, that's why. Because yes. Sorry. It's 4, not 5. Math, please. That's okay. I'll use the remaining turbine houses for the glass, right? So we're also going to need a turbine controller. We know we're going to need one of them. So that will kind of stick right here. Cool. And then what's the main thing I probably don't really understand is what needs to go into like the rotor and the induction coils, because I think this is where things get complicated. So basic turbines can use 1,000 millibuckets per tick of vapor to spin their rotor. Okay, that's cool. So we know it's always the same MB per tick. And I think the better material we build the turbine out of, the more energy we'll get per steam. I think. We're gonna find out. Inner workings. Spinning its rotor. The fluid from the turbine vapor fluid tank is pumped into the rotor chamber at the rate you configured in the controller. A small amount of vapor is captured by each rotor blade, causing the rotor to spin. When the induction coils are engaged, energy is generated depending on the rotor, speed, and average values of properties like efficiency and drag on your coil blocks. Please note that while this overview allows you to create the best turbine possible, it is an oversimplification of what's really going on inside a turbine. The rotor is the most important component of your turbine, as its design will have direct impact on the energy production of the turbine. A rotor is built using 4 types of blocks: a single rotor bearing, some rotor shaft blocks, and a number of rotor blades. A single housing block. Building the rotor. The rotor can be built using any of the following 3 axes, X, Y, or Z. The first block of your rotor must be a rotor bearing placed on one face of the turbine, usually in the middle. So we want a rotor bearing, and that goes on a face in the middle. So I assume that goes there. Okay, am I right? Hopefully. Starting from the bearing, place down as many rotor shaft blocks as needed to reach the opposite face of the turbine where it should meet a housing there. So rotor shaft, we're going to need 9, right? No, 8. 8 shafts. And we may run out of stuff, long before we get there, but... Okay, that's cool. After the shaft is complete, it's time to place some rotor blades down. They can be placed in any position that is perpendicular and adjacent to a rotor shaft or next to an already placed blade. Your rotor can have as many blades as you like in any combination. However, it's important to note that the number of blades along with their vapor capacity has the direct relation to the rotor speed. How many blades? Each blade variant comes with a maximum vapor capacity, the maximum amount of vapor they can capture and use to spin the rotor. However, on a blade in your inventory to see its capacity, use this value to calculate how many blades you will need to handle the vapor flow rate you've set for your turbine in the graphical interface. So let's just get a few blades. I'm going to go with like 8 for now. Okay. So there's basic blades, and then there's reinforced blades. And is that it? Like, is it... So each basic blade capacity is 15 millibuckets. So 10 would be 150, right? So 8 would be 120. Do you have like a specific... You're weird. doing this right? I have no idea. Okay. We'll put more in a bit. Deal. To actually generate energy, you need to place at least some inductor coils at the end of your rotor near the closing housing block. Oh, okay. And remember to engage them in the controller graphical image. You can place up to 3 rings of coils, each ring consisting of up to 8 blocks. So I think the blades need to go at the top. If I'm understanding this correctly. What's interesting is, like, they somehow fixed themselves in terms of their orientationiness. So maybe they'll look cooler in a minute. Yeah, I think there needs to be some kind of like block update or something that occurs to like make them look cool. But that looks right now. These ones up in the middle don't yet, but like we'll probably get there. Okay. So then we need coils, right? Mixing coil types is permitted, and if you do so, the turbine will make the average of the values of the properties. Doing so allows you to start with easily available cheap coils and then replace them gradually instead of waiting to have more rare coils and expensive coils. In the following page, you can see an example of rotor with some induction coils added. Cool. So, neat. I don't know what these white blocks are, but I'm guessing that's supposed to be blades. Cool. An inductor coil is usually a metallic block. A particular coil may be more efficient at extracting energy from the spinning rotor than another one, or may extract energy more rapidly than others. Usually a rare block or one that is particularly expensive to craft has better stats than the common one. Extreme reactors registers by default a bunch of inductor coils. Only valid coils can be placed inside the turbine. So I think we have to do that FH3 thing, F3H thing. So blocks, so like magnetite block, no. Cyanite block, no. Graphite block is a radiator. Ludicrite block can be a coil. Radiculite block can be a coil. Inanite block can be a coil. And insanite block can be a coil. These are like the expensive ones, right? Now I'm pretty sure I won't be able to see coils like this. Are diamond blocks a coil? No, that's a moderator only. How about netherite blocks? They can be a coil, right? So I'm going to add that to the list, even though I'm probably not going to use it. And I think we saw gold blocks could also be a coil. So we'll start with gold blocks, obviously. And then hopefully that'll let us just see what the whole setup looks like, and then we'll go from there. Cool. And then we can mix and match, it said. So we're going to add more rotors probably and more coils, but we'll figure that all out as the time goes by. And then ultimately we are also going to need in the turbine, we're going to need glass. We're going to need a forged fluid port and an energy power tap. And that should be about it. Fluid port turbine. Active forged fluid port. I'm going to get one of those. And I'm going to get one passive. And then we're going to want the active power tap, I assume. And my expectation is that we're going to like pump steam in. So this one was active. So that's going to be water out and steam in. Cool. And then we can have power going out the side or something. And then we're just going to need a whole bunch of turbine glass. So this is a 3x8, so that's 24. So let's start with 48, and we're just a little short on cyanite. So let's start with 24. And if I'm not mistaken about this, one, two, three, boop, 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 right? And then we'll want another 24. we're going to have to wait for a little bit more cyanite. So I'm going to wrap up the episode here because we're right about that point. We're going to come back next episode. I will have had enough cyanite produced over time to get this built. And by the way, speaking of things being done, are you done yet? You're super close. 95% complete. I might have this guy start producing cyanite, but we'll see how much we need. I might save him to be another producer of something, right? So he's at 73% complete. So we've got some time left on both of those reactors. But luckily, we're definitely getting, the cyanite. We just need a bit more. Right, so we're down to 6 more. So it won't be long before we have enough resources, but I'm just going to wrap up the episode here, and we'll come back next time. We'll check out what the super basic turbine can do, and then we'll kind of figure it out from there, because I have no idea what to expect from the turbine process. But just now that we have like a stupid battery to fill, I kind of feel like let's optimize our generators and fill up a stupid battery. What do you think? Sound fun? For now, Del20 sign off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.